I'm Celeste. Welcome to my channel. I am new to YouTube. So I have been on TikTok for several years now, and I'm trying to diversify my platform. So I thought I would introduce myself on here. This is my first ever YouTube video. Like, I don't really know how it's supposed to go, but this will be interesting. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube, so like I don't really know how this works, but I'm hoping that I will get familiar and I will learn. Anyways, I am a neurodivergent content creator, so I talk a lot about being like ADHD. I make a lot of content about spirituality, astrology. I like to blend all of those things as well. I talk about chronic illness because I have severe debilitating asthma, and I also have like a lot of MCAS symptoms that I'm currently in the process of trying to get a diagnosis for. And I also have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I have 2 disabling chronic conditions that make it impossible for me to work. So this is I'm going to try to be a content creator because I don't have another means of income, and it's yeah, it's a little scary. But anyways, this is my journey. I'm also currently living in the car, so you guys are tuning into a really fun experience in my life. I'm newly living in the car, so it started just like a month ago. So yeah, it's a really chaotic time to be doing any of this, but there's no time like the present. So I decided to kind of try to diversify my platforms and make more of an effort to monetize my social media. I have a small amount of a following on TikTok. I have about 18.2k followers over there. But I'm also trying to create a Discord because it's really important to me for neurodivergent people to have a safe space for all of us to connect. And I posted a video on TikTok talking about sort of how I feel a deep meaning to ponder and have a question existence and question the bigger thoughts in life, what's the meaning of life, and I like to talk about that stuff, but that's deeply uncomfortable for neurotypicals to talk about or to entertain. And a lot of people resonated with that video, and they were saying that they wish that we could just be friends, or that we could all just talk, or we could all just find a place. So I was like, you know what, we can. Why don't we just all have I don't know, a little community on Discord? So if you are interested in a neurodivergent safe community, please join my Discord channel. It's just taking off right now. I just got it back up and running after years of not being on there. But I think that it would be really cool if we could have a little chat with everyone and get to know people who like the same things that we do, and share our special interests and share our thoughts about the world and connect to the meaning of life and the bigger questions and society and all that stuff. I'd love to have us all connect over there. And I've already had several people join. We already have some cool conversations going on over there. So if you're interested, join my Discord. It is at the link tree. I'll put it in what is it called? The show notes? Guys, I haven't watched YouTube in years. I need to start doing this again. Anyways, I will put it somewhere in the link of this video, hopefully. So it should be at the top of my link tree, and you can just hop in and join. It's open to everyone, except please be 18 and up. It is only for 18 and up users, so please, only if you are 18 and up. That is the only caveat. So anyways, it is open to everyone other than that. So yeah, this is my life. One thing about me is I'm self-diagnosed ADHD. I have made this my special interest. Being neurodivergent is my special interest. I love to talk about the different ways that people's brains work, the different ways that people relate to the world, the different ways that people act, just sharing neurodivergent experiences. I'm also a poet. I love to write. I have always loved writing deeply, and I have felt a major calling towards it for my whole life. But I do feel my art is catered more to a specific type of individual. So that's also part of the reason that I wanted to connect with other neurodivergent people, because I feel we, I don't know, these bigger thoughts and ideas and concepts, and to dig a little bit deeper into things, and to analyze things that I don't know that a lot of the majority of neurotypical people are engaging with art in that way. And I do feel my art, my poetry needs to be connecting with that type of audience. So that's also part of the reason that I wanted to share this, but also like my favorite thing is just to like talk to you guys and like just to like build community and just to like chat and like share experiences. Like I feel like often I personally feel so alone in the world, especially with my chronic health conditions and with the way that my brain works and just like my life experiences in general. And so it's always like so healing for me to like connect with people who are like-minded and who can resonate with like you and or just me and like my life, or just like something that I'm sharing. And it just like helps remind me that like it's not that deep, or like we're not as lonely as we think we are, you know, we're not as alone as we think we are. So anyways, that is basically like the purpose of why I started making content and wanting to connect with people. I also used to do tarot readings. That was also how I first got started, but then I shifted it to something more like, I don't know, meaningful. I feel like I love tarot so much and I still use it. I love spirituality so much and I love astrology and I love talking about those things, and I still do readings, but it's just like really more special for me to connect with people on like a deeper level, like, and have like a sort of like mutual community reciprocity thing going on. Whereas I feel like with tarot, it's like you don't get that like deeper connection. I don't know if that makes sense. But I also use the word neurodivergent in a lot of my content, and I know that people have mixed feelings about that, but honestly, like, I don't really know where the discourse is happening. I'm not really super active on Twitter, and I think that's where I've seen like some discourse about this, but the reason that I use the word neurodivergent is because I have such specific expressions and such specific like experiences about being neurodivergent. So I have ADHD, and then on top of that I have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which a lot of neurodivergent people like struggle with, and I have like a lot of like suspected like learning disabilities, like with dyspraxia, and all of these things like go hand in hand. I have suspected OCD as well. Like, all of these things to me go hand in hand, and it encapsulates more of my personal experience to use the word neurodivergent, because it just, I don't know, like, it's not just autism, it's not just ADHD, it's not just chronic illness, it's like all of these things are living together inside of me as a person, and like sorry, that's such a weird way to put it, but like that's the perfect way I feel like, or the closest way I can describe my experience is just like a different experience than the norm, or like whatever you want, like the neurotypical ideology. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's why I use that word to describe my experience. I also want to add too that sometimes I do feel a little bit uncomfortable being like self-diagnosed, only because I feel sometimes that I am more divergent than the neurodivergent experience. Like, I feel like a lot of times when people are sharing their experience with being neurodivergent, I resonate with like basically like 91% of everything, but then there's like that 9% that is like a little bit different, because I think it's like the way that my brain works, like it's very ADHD forward. I'm unmedicated for my ADHD, so I don't know if that's why, but I also think that like it's a personality thing. Like, my ADHD is just more present in my personality and in my behaviors and in the way that I just like think. And I know that a lot of people, when they share like their autistic experience or their like ADHD experience or something, they're more like logical, grounded, more like direct. Like, they like things really direct communication. They take things very literally. Like, they have all those things. But I speak in like abstracts. Like, I speak in like kind of metaphors. I know this because I have been given that feedback. I speak in like I'm walking around the point sometimes to get there myself. It's like a self, like it's what do you call it? What do you call it, like in writing, when somebody is like talking that way? oh shoot, it just went through my brain. I don't know what it's called, I can't think of it right now, but it's like when you are reflecting as you are speaking, and I do this all the time. And so yeah, so I have that way of just like speaking and thinking that is more abstract in idea and is more abstract in concept, and I like hypotheticals, and I know a lot of people are like uncomfortable with hypotheticals who share their experience with like being neurodivergent and stuff. Like I like I don't know, like pondering the realities of life. Like I know that a lot of people do like that as well though. I'm very meanings based. I like to find meaning in things like naturally. Like my brain is very overactive, but I don't have the type of like chronic like long monologue like all the time going on in my head. It's more quiet or something, but it's not peaceful because my brain is still overactive and like making connections, but it doesn't actually get verbalized in my mind, if that makes sense. Which is I think why I often when I speak like talk around a little bit. People talk about like being bullied as a kid, and like I know that's such a common and real experience for neurodivergent people, but I think that once I realized that I was neurodivergent, I was like reflecting on my experience. I was like, wow, you know, like I do think that I was being bullied, but I didn't realize at the time, because it was really covert. It was kind of quiet, and these people like genuinely were my friends sometimes, but then also would say certain things or make certain remarks that like I think I just was like letting it slide, or like it wasn't really like registering with me that was them being mean. And yeah, so I don't know if I was like bullied in like the obvious way, because I didn't even realize that. Anyways, yeah. And I didn't really struggle to make friends, and I know that these are all experiences that like a lot of people share when they are like autistic or ADHD, and sometimes like it makes me a little bit nervous to be self-diagnosed when people share these things, because I'm like like, you know, like that's not exactly what my childhood was like. I was really good at like making friends. I made a lot of friends. I loved making friends, but I also was extremely quiet, like exceptionally quiet. I also only gravitated towards people that my nervous system felt comfortable around, and would completely shut down around other people. So I immediately like was kind of forced to make friends with people who were like a little bit more like me. Still struggle with that though to this day. Like when I'm around people in public or I'm first like meeting people, I shut down, and it's so embarrassing. I tried to like not do it, but like I think that is like the more autistic side of me that is like coming out in those moments where like I cannot speak, and I keep trying like to, oh, let me like interject here, and then it never happens, or it gets awkward. Like, oh my god. Anyways, I'm sure some of you can resonate with that. But overstimulation, I don't know if it's because I'm like still kind of like high masking, but I grew up in a very kind of like image-based household, and like masking was kind of a bit of a norm. And again, my ADHD is more like present forward, like it's louder. And so I think that when I do get overstimulated, it actually just manifests in my body. Like my body gets, I get symptoms, like I'm in pain, or I have like weird allergies and irritations and like the most bizarre symptoms. And it is my body kind of telling me, hey, I'm overstimulated, I'm stressed out, like we're not okay, like I'm not feeling safe. But it shows up in the form of like more somatic, like physical symptoms, rather than something like, it's like I immediately verbalize it and know, oh, it's too loud in here, oh, this person's like demeanor is like deeply unsettling to me. Like I don't know that, it's just more, I get hives, anyways, I think it's more of a somatic experience for me. And I think that I tend to lean more with my feelings, and I know that a lot of people who again are autistic or ADHD, or even ADHD, can sometimes be like more logical, more realistic, and more, you know, but I love those people. Like I'm friends with them, like I feel safe with them, and my nervous system like sees somebody like in the same like area of divergency as me, and is like, oh my god, let's connect. And like anyways, I love people who are like that, like, and I'm surrounded by them and they keep me grounded. The way that my mental process works and the way that my expression works and the way that a lot of the ways that, like, I don't know, people share things, like, for instance, like, I'm very aware of tone, and I can always tell how somebody's feeling based on their tone. I'm very sensitive to tone, and I know that a lot of people sometimes struggle with tone, and they, like, get annoyed that people, like, share things about that, and, like, that's totally valid. But it's just interesting because, like, the way that my experience is just a little bit different than a lot of, like, neurodivergent content creators that I've seen, or that things that people share. But yeah, I think that I just am, like, more feelings based. Like, I lean more emotional. I'm more like for lack of a better word, like, I wish there was a better word for it, but, like, almost like creative minded or, like, feminine minded, whereas, like, the other type of, like, neurodivergent is, like, very logical minded, and very, like, facts, figures, direct, and I'm like, oh, let me live in la la land. Like, that's the type of neurodivergent person that I am, like, and I also explore this through spirituality and writing and, like, all of these things, and emotions. I love understanding emotions and connecting with emotions and meaning, and creating meaning, and, like, yeah. So anyways, that is my truth. that is I guess a little bit of, like, a tidbit about my personality, my life. I'm also, just to, like, touch on the homeless thing, I'm currently homeless because I can't work, because of my hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and because of how severe my asthma is. Like, it's extreme, and not well controlled, and I suspect that a lot of it is due to MCAS. Anyways, that is just where I'm at. And also, if you are kind enough, like, to want to donate or want to help at all with this, like, any sort of monetary support, if you're, anything helps too. Like, I have a GoFundMe posted as well, but I'm just trying to, like, connect with people. I'm also trying to, like, get the word out there about my situation as well, because the reality is really tough, and I don't have a lot of support, and I don't have a lot of monetary support. So if you're kind enough to want to help, anything helps. Like, I'm so grateful, truly. Like, the reason that I am here right now is because of kind people online donating, like, genuinely. So yeah, the whole story is in my GoFundMe. It has everything, like, if you want to know, like, the background of everything that happened. If you are kind enough to want to donate, it would mean the world to me. Like, seriously, like, bless you, like, bless everyone who watches this video, like, but anyways, in general, though, I just, like, want to connect with people, and I want to create community, and I want to support other neurodivergent people, and I want to see your art, and I want to see what you're up to, and how life is going for you. So anyways, this is my life, this is my channel, and I hope you like it, and thank you for watching. And yeah, did I do this right? Is this how you YouTube? I don't know.